Was Gucci YouTube? It's your boy Black Child, 3 long face, skinny body, and we back still black with some more Fireboards or anime manga content. And for the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, smash the like button, share it with your friends, because it's time to start talking about the business. Let's get it. Y'all, so in today's video we're gonna have two segments, one centric around, I don't really want to say segments, but two real main topics that I wanted to touch up on that correlates with the future developments of the time skip in the Boruto era. Two things that we know for sure happening, or not necessarily saying no for sure based on the premise of how you want to take it, but two developments that we are expecting, or we have seen and grown to come to expect for the future of Boruto, and that would be both revolving against Boruto's character and Kawaki's character. Now, just simply starting off with my guy Boruto, it's clear cut and dry that is really being built up to be like Ninja God. We thought Naruto was going to be built up to be Ninja God. Basically, he was. They was like, how can we just like one up that? And they thought about Boruto, you know what I'm saying? Let alone Boruto, like even my guy Kawaki, with the things and the abilities that we've been seeing with Kawaki. Now, I've done a lot of videos about both Boruto's Karma Seal and Kawaki's Karma Seal, the correlations with their Otsutsuki powers, how I see the developments thriving with, you know, Boruto's dojutsu being probably the pinnacle of all dojutsus, but, you know, Kawaki's abilities is what, you know what I'm saying, puts him on the edge. Shrinking ability that comes from his dojutsu, the summoning jutsus that come from his dojutsu, but the fact that he's able to shrink himself, and the absurd amount of power that we've seen unleashed through Kawaki. In Boruto's case, not the shrinking or any of those crazy other special abilities. Along the same similar lines as Kawaki, he can absorb ninjutsu, but we know when it comes to Momoshiki, those Rinnegan abilities that we've yet to see Boruto activate, reflecting the jutsu itself back, and not only that, but twice as strong, so even with more power than he originally absorbed it with, versus just absorbing regular chakra, which we know that is something that the Karma Seal is able to do. Boruto, we've seen 16-year-old Boruto using the sword. I've done a video probably even over a year ago, one of my more popular videos, basically path in becoming a kenjutsu user in the ninja world and how those developments are arise. And now that we have all of this information going up until the events of chapter 69 in the Boruto manga, I feel like we're at an even much more better state, in my personal preference, and to talk about Boruto's sword usage, and basically to say, originally I was gonna say I could see it going either one way, but I can see, based off of the way they've been developing Boruto's character, and it correlates with the things that he's been doing, that they can go many ways to introduce Boruto's using the sword. And one of the things that really triggered this idea is the fact that in last chapter we see how Boruto is able to permanently get a hold of Sasuke's headband, whereas, you know, Sasuke showing it as a resolve, a sign of, you know, acknowledgement towards Boruto, like, you know what I'm saying, you keep it, I gave you that shit 2 times for 2 important ass battles, and that's me putting my trust in you those 2 times. Now the third luck's a charm, this is on you, my nigga, you keep it. Now we can see the death flags from that, as could be seen as in the future Boruto is still wearing that headband as a memento from his sensei. Regardless of Sasuke being alive or not, Boruto is gonna wear that headband 24/7, so I don't really believe that has too much fruition in the matter. The way that, you know, they went about Boruto receiving that headband, you could see, okay, Boruto's definitely going to be wearing that for his days to come, and in the case any type of scenario where Sasuke dies, it would be used as a memento. Now we understand in Sasuke, since he became a cold ass kenjutsu user over the sword, over the time skip, and that's one of the ways I could see them going about introducing Boruto being able to use with the sword. Early on in the anime, in the original Mist Village arc that we seen in the field trip, Boruto had a couple of, you know what I'm saying, fan teaser moments where he was using the swords. He even had a couple of kenjutsu battles, one with Kagura, and even using a sword in the battle against the new 7 Ninja Swordsman and shit like that. So they were really giving us the teasers early on in the anime, and not so much later on until we even touched the Ao arc, where we see Boruto using a chakra blade. Now, I'm taking all of those instances to tying it together with what we see with both Momoshiki and Kinshiki. Now we know when it comes to Kawaki paralleling Kawaki's able to do damn near everything that Ishiki does. Now, when it comes to Boruto, since we haven't really seen the same, other than the fact that sharing damn near the same body, their souls are able to interact in a whole nother world. So the connection should be even much more deeper than what Ishiki and Kawaki had. So, and since Boruto will be having access to Momoshiki's Rinnegan's ability would make sense. Now, the thing that I see this drawing a little, you know what I'm saying, a little loophole where they can do anything they want with Boruto when they're coming into the kenjutsu usage is the fact that adding all of these abilities and skills onto Boruto is like we've already been knowing since he was a youngin. Like, he had 3 changes in chakra nature, and the ongoing debate is he just a skilled, like a overpowered, hand me down, like, yeah, give me all of this shit and I'm that strong. That's basically shit. You know, we've seen Boruto put in the work. We've seen anime showcase like Boruto's training, developing all of these different new Rasengans and having a similar knack but kind of a different tendency than his dad, where it's like he's taking your own jutsu or taking your own technique, mastering it and making it his own, or just adding his own pizzazz to it in a way that makes it basically something completely different and something completely new. And that's something I can see in Boruto's kenjutsu usage. And now it might sound weird right now, but when you take it in the sense that Kinshiki was a weapon master, he had all of these different chakra weapons, chain, axes, hammers, whatever the fuck you want to name it. Momoshiki absorbed Kinshiki instantly. We saw Momoshiki able to use the weapons. He using chains, he's using a fucking staff, and you know he's going crazy with it. We understand Boruto is damn near Ninja Jesus, as I established. Now, would it be over the top to get this nigga as he stands right now? We've seen the power of peak Boruto. I'm talking about Momoshiki versus Cold peak Boruto, and that type of power level, giving that nigga a Jogan and then giving that nigga the Rinnegan abilities and then giving that nigga the ability to make chakra weapons like Kinshiki and Momoshiki is overkill. Now, where Boruto's kenjutsu ties into this scenario is like, you can see where Cole explains to Boruto, once you're tapping into a certain stage of the karma, so you start to gain all of the knowledge and all of the, you know what I'm saying, information and experience that the Otsutsuki had. Now, what if the thing is with Boruto learning how to use a sword, it ties into him learning more about his karma, so where he understands, okay, the writers, they just does something where it's just for Boruto's case, or just for the mere fact that they don't want to write him to be too strong, where, okay, he may not be able to create the chakra weapons because they have no choice but to give him the Jogan, you know, and they might even give him the Rinnegan abilities of being able to shoot back abilities twice as strong, because he has no other abilities that can match up with the number of abilities that Kawaki has. Summoning, you know what I'm saying, shrinking and shit like that, you feel me, freezing things in a whole nother time space dimension. So Boruto needs to stack up on abilities wise, so maybe shooting back things twice as strong like Momoshiki would do that, and they won't give him the ability to create chakra weapons. However, every single chakra weapon that Kinshiki was able to use and Momoshiki was able to use, like, Boruto has the knowledge to use those weapons. So not like Tenten, but in a sense Boruto becomes like a real weapon. It's like, yeah, I'm just cold with it, and then eventually just takes the route of, all right, I'm gonna just have a sword be the main weapon. So whereas Boruto can probably do everything that Kinshiki was able to do or Momoshiki was able to do, but he's gonna actually need the physical weapon itself, meaning that he won't be able to use his chakra to create those weapons, but a physical version of those weapons, this nigga is an automatic pro at it, thanks to the experience and knowledge that he's gained from his karma seal. And I can see that being as a way for them writing in Boruto to automatically be cold with the sword, versus them all showing us a training arc where it's like, we're over 200 episodes in the anime, we're pushing 70 chapters in the manga, in this monthly manga, and we haven't seen Boruto do any type of training, versus, you know, the chakra blade whole instance in the manga with the owl arc, and then the hit and miss instances that I discussed. No type of sword training, he's all of a sudden gonna be cold. So like I said, it's gonna be a Sasuke situation where Timeskip, all of a sudden we see Boruto's cold, and he could just be doing that in a sense where it's like, he took the headband, maybe Sasuke gets bite the dust, you feel me? I don't really like saying it like that, but maybe he does, and now he's using Sasuke's sword as a memento that way, or they just using it in a way like Boruto is able to use the sword, and he's so good with the sword thanks to the millennia of experience that he gets from the motherfucking karma seal with Momoshiki and Kinshiki's weapon usage and all of that pizzazz. However, Boruto with the sword is going to be cold, and that's something that regardless of however they go about it, they cannot take it away. And I just wanted to share my thoughts on that matter, because I thought about it like, would they give Boruto the ability to create all of these chakra weapons? But why would they do that if we see Boruto in the future already using a regular sword? So what's the point? So I'm like, all right, maybe he just gains the knowledge of how to use all of those different type of weapons, and the sword would just be like his main go-to thingy.
Hey, can we take a trip to the sky? Show them that our limit's too high. Cocoa butter hips on the west side. She said